Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Sam again. I'm here with another track breakdown off of Audiovile. This time I'm going to be talking about Destructo. So it's no secret that this tape has a lot of material from over the years, whether I reworked it or I saw it fit to leave it the way it is. And usually my process is I'm finding out what the theme of a song's gonna be, even though the structure is loose most of the time, and then I'm kind of formatting the lyrics for that. But sometimes I come across a beat that I just fall in love with, and that becomes the vibe of the track, and that's exactly what happened with Destructo. Like, when I first heard it, it just had this kind of interesting excitement to it, and it had kind of like that choir-esque backdrop going on, but it was very funky and retro. But at the same time, I could be saying some modern shit over it too. Destructo, the title of the song wasn't anything deep, right? It's most of my shit might have double meaning, but it's kind of more like the tone of the song, and also in referencing Destructo disc from DBZ because I'm a fucking nerd. But kind of like if I were to put all the lyrics on a disc, right, and you spin it around, that's kind of, to me, it might not make a lot of sense, but if you listen to the song, it's kind of like emotionally riding along. And I'm talking about so much different shit, but yet there's such a cohesiveness to it that it overall sets the mood. The kid is full of tricks, better grab a spoon. The flow is nice and got spice like Dune. I love starting a track with just ridiculous, silly bars. I mean, I'm back to back Tricks Rabbit and Dune. Like, my brain is fucked. I just fled the tomb with a villainous reach. That kind of alludes to a lot of old school monster movies that I really like, that just kind of have that. It's like me painting a generalized picture of maybe some of the bastards of cinema. Where the fuck am I? This isn't Pismo Beach. I gotta reference Bugs. That's that's Looney Tunes is my shit. I took a wrong turn. I'm finna get on stern. I love segueing into a new bar while still lingering from the last one. So, where the fuck am I? This isn't Pismo Beach. I took a wrong turn. That's like, to me, that's a fun structure that I like to play around with. Finna get on Stern. I love Howard Stern. Say what you want about the man, but I grew up listening to a lot of his radio shows, and I think he is just such an interesting character. Creature is probably the better word. Working with a group of doobies, shame on the bomb bird. There's only seed in this bag with Korok. That kind of playing off of the same bar structure in a way, kind of like working with dudes who smoke. Shame on anyone who is fucking with that cycle. And then seed in this bag with Korok. I don't even know why, but I thought it would just be dope to include a Zelda reference right there. Dip into the primordial ooze like I'm Turok. Back-to-back game references. I loved Turok growing up. Played it all the time on my 64. Show me what you got. Step into the ring, Mac. You just got cheated on. Why the hell would you sing that? Kind of like what I talked about on the other breakdowns. Kind of like the contradictory nature of my rhymes. Of like, yo, let's see what you got. Let's get in the ring. But wait, I still have like that remorse. Why? You just got hurt. Why are you talking about that shit? Why are you... My original alias, Remorse Cynic. That's kind of, you know, one of the biggest takeaways from the tape is kind of how I transition between the two personas without even letting the listener know. Burn in the candlelight, don't want no scandal fight, never have regrets, have you seen the way he handled Mike? Again, just classic bars, man. And I love my man Doom, that's no secret, rest in peace. And a lot of my structure is influenced by him. And also the beat in general is very much a Doom type beat. I could hear that maybe being on a bonus track of like Operation Doomsday or some shit. I think Mikey Like It, Sweet Like a Honey Drop is a very obscure reference to an old Honeycomb cereal commercial or a series of commercials where this family, I think it was the mother serving her kid cereal, and little kid Mikey, it's like, Mikey likes it, Mikey likes it. And I don't know, I just thought it would be funny to include something so ridiculously random like that in. Every time you write a bad rhyme, you fill the money pot, is alluding to me not having a lot of money. So like, it's twofold. It's me not having a lot of money, therefore I'm not putting money in there because of my rhymes, but it's also alluding to the fact of like, that dude who's trying to rap is throwing money in the jar. This is one of my favorite back-to-back bars because it flows so incredibly well, and you'll have to listen to the track to know what I'm talking about. I mean, I assume you're here because you have listened to the track, but either way. Buddy, stop, I don't care about the ice you got. Do you have bars like you shot cop? It's true, man. I don't give a fuck about your material possessions. You know, there's a lot of dudes who, and I don't knock anyone's hustle, but hip-hop used to really mean something, and I feel like people get it twisted. So I do not care about hearing about your jewelry or cars or whatever. It's so fucking played out. Give me something to work with. Give me bars, you know? So do you have bars like you shot cop? Like, that's pretty self-explanatory. You're probably going to jail if you shoot a cop. It's a simple mathematical equation. Roll deception, got a nat 1, you got no persuasion. It's no secret, I'm a fucking nerd. I love D&D. I like to roleplay, so not that I believed in the stats of your stature. Stinky ass raps like you've been to the crapper. A mud flapper, no, actually a muckraker. You corrupted so it doesn't make sense, you much faker. Playing off the nature of like a corrupt politician and muckraking in general. That's pretty much all it is to it. That's very surface level. Sheath the sword like I'm going on is a reference to Lupin the Third, which is one of my favorite anime of all time. Probably just one of my favorite shows of all time. Goemon is a samurai on it who is to me has a very, very interesting personality, and there are parts and elements of it that I kind of resonate with because he's very firm in his beliefs, but he's always willing to help out Lupin and Jigen and like even Fujiko if need be, because he does care about those people. Been in love with the game since I'm a kid like Pokemon is more so just me speaking on I've been in love with rap since I'm a kid. I fell out of love with Pokemon a minute ago, but it's a comparison to how long I've been into this shit for. Got my block together like Voltron, you slow fawn. Bringing my mix to the cook-off with no prawn. Again, it's kind of like just me riffing off of what Doom would do with that shit. That's my man right there. I've been known to pound the microphone a little bit. You yapping all day, now they know that you a little bitch. Listen, little dogs do be yapping all day. Eat a dick like you nibbling on Nixon. When I spit that line, and my shout out to my producer Mike, a good friend over at Dim Studios. Oh man, he was giggling at that, and I kind of sat back and I realized the ridiculous nature of that. She's a crazy sort, one of them fairy vixens. Listen, no shame in what people are into, but just kind of a funny social observation. Split the bag down the middle. That's a trash bag, meaning that's a shit time if you're splitting weed down the middle. I do it. I've done it, but sometimes you just kind of want the whole thing. Call me Frank Reynolds. I'm the trash man. Always Sunny is one of my favorite comedies, and Danny DeVito absolutely kills that role. Is that your lag? I'll pass, man. Weak foes be slow like three-toed. So I'm kind of playing off of my own bars. Like, is that your lag? I'll pass, man. Like, you slow? Are you lagging? Right? And then weak foes be slow like three-toed. I also love sloths. They're one of my favorite exotic animals. Have him begging for his ass like he owed. Which is funny because in Remorse Cynic, which is the second to last track on the tape, I also reference Tony Soprano. In the pilot of The Sopranos, that was the exact scene when he's beating the shit out of the guy, like the first act of violence you really see in the show. I kind of had that in mind when I spit this, and because like it was such a great start to introducing the character of Tony. He's just driving along with his nephew Chris and just sees the guy. He's like, "Hey, pull up," and the guy just fucking try to brutalize him. It's great. The road is looking forked. The boy be bottled up like vino when it's corked. Real rhymer thought he had rhetoric, but couldn't string a sentence together with a subject and a predicate. That is like that again. There's not a lot of complexity to that, except for a lot of people try to rap, but it kind of falls flat because you got to kind of dial it back and realize what proper structure is and what proper flow means to you as a person, and also just like to what the common ear is gonna want to hear. These days we're so desensitized to new media. You gotta kind of change it up, but it doesn't matter unless you know the basics. And I feel like a lot of dudes do not grasp the fundamental basics of the art of hip-hop. I'm sorry that you're delicate. I just want to be happy. I ain't trying to get hella rich. That's the truth, man. And again, it's a commentary on like, stop spitting about money. Like, bro, make it more about self-expression, you know? That's, again, I don't want to knock anyone's hustle, but it's played out. You hear it so fucking much. I don't know. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but it's kind of stupid to me. But yeah, that's going to be it for this track breakdown of Destructo. I'll have plenty more coming out. But yeah, this has been Samuel. Peace.